Hey guys, I wanted to come to you with a quick comparison video. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I'd like to let you know I do not have a mic, so I'm gonna sound a little pitchy, and then you're gonna hear some background noise in the back from my meters outside. I truly apologize. I'll get that fixed as soon as I possibly can. Talking about comparisons about fragrances that I have in my collection. And I wanted to share these because, sometimes, fragrance costs a lot of money, and we don't want people buying stuff just because we said to buy it, or just because we tell them to buy it, or just because we recommend to buy it. We want them to buy it because we truly love it, and we think it's a good thing for them if it vibes with the scent stories that they like to follow. So that's what this is about. Fragrance comparison I'm gonna get into is this. This is Spirito Fiorentino by the House of Tiziana Terenzi. I absolutely love the presentation of these bottles. I've said it many times. This took some getting used to. It takes about 45 minutes on my body before it settles and before the sweetness, comes up, before there is a marriage of sort of the sweet and the leather together. That's the time frame it took before this actually showed up and showed out, okay? Once I got used to that leather scent, child, I felt like I was a boss, who, what, where, why. I just felt like I was that chick. I decided I want to wait for the 45 minutes for her to blossom into the sweet beautifulness that I think that she is, or he, or it, or them, or they, okay? I mentioned Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. I have a sample of this. This, my dears, the saffron in here is not as potent as this saffron, but this is sweeter. It gives a much sweeter, softer vibe. And not only that, this is also beast mode, but it's different in its own right. The notes of Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait lends you to think that it's going to be heavy. I don't get that with this fragrance. As a matter of fact, I've heard people talk about how it's a nighttime fragrance, it's a winter fragrance and stuff. I don't get that. I really don't. I get a sweetness on this I could wear all year long. I don't know, maybe it's just my skin, but Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait is a fragrance that I know that I want a full bottle of. This is just a decant that I have, and I will get a full bottle at a good price. So the comparison between these two, I find that there is not really as strong of a comparison as there was on my thoughts initially. The next two fragrances that I want to compare in my collection are these two. And this is Grand Soir by MAISON FRANCIS KURDKJIAN. And this, my dear, is 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒 du Dragon by Cartier. I had 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒 du Dragon in my collection before. I used up a whole bottle. It was many years, and then I came across this a few months ago, purchased it, and now I am reminded of why I love this fragrance. Grand Soir I purchased, and I actually really enjoy this fragrance. 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒 du Dragon is a lot more vintage smelling than the Grand Soir, and that's where the comparison splits, and they're two separate entities on their own. 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒 du Dragon has almonds, it's sweet, it's resinous, it's just gorgeous, amber, it's got it all. It has a vintage vibe to it. This does the same thing. It has that sugary, ambery note. It's just nice and deep and resinous and sexy. That's all I gotta say about that. Both of them sexy. But to be quite honest with you, if you have this and you like vintagey vibes, you just stick with this, or if you want to get this. The Grand Soir is beautiful, but it's not a must-have if you already have something else. Let me know if you have these two in your collection. I want to hear from you. Now, another fragrance that I have that gets a lot of comparison to another fragrance that I have is this right here. This is Instant Crush by Mancera. Instant Crush by Mancera gets a lot of comparison to Baccarat Rouge 540. Instant Crush has saffron just like Baccarat Rouge 540, but I think that this is a lot more potent. It's got saffron, it's also got mandarin in there, rose, jasmine, patchouli, it's got wood. It's gorgeous. In terms of projectivity, in terms of longevity, in terms of sillage, in terms of everything, with the exception of smoothness, Instant Crush beats out Baccarat Rouge 540. Baccarat Rouge 540 to me smells a lot more refined than the Instant Crush. I do think that it needs a little more smoothness to it, it needs more Barry White to it. It's not Barry White material yet, it's more like Lil Wayne. Oh God, I can't believe I just said that, but I did. Oh, maybe Birdman. That's what Instant Crush is about. But for me, in my eyes, the Baccarat Rouge 540 is a lot smoother. So these two fragrances, yes, they do compare together. They do smell similar. This is a lot stronger, more sillage, more projectivity, more longevity, more everything except smoothness. Okay, so like I said, it needs to be more like Barry White or maybe Keith Sweat. Okay, that's Instant Crush, Bam and Sarah, and Baccarat Rouge 540, the regular version. If you have any of these fragrances that I talked about today, I need you to let me know down in the comments section. Please hit me up in the comments and let me know whether you like, love, hate, sold, bought, want to get them. You know, let's just chat about it. Additionally, if this is content that you find is very interesting or it provides value to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like my vibe, subscribe to the channel. That being said, please take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!